Hello. How's everybody doing?
What the fuck? They fucked it all. Somebody fucked up my microphone. What the fuck? I just had such a cool intro. You guys didn't hear it? You guys didn't hear all the cool shit I was saying? I sounded so cool. It was so cool when I said it before. Sound like I'm underwater? Maybe I am underwater. Feels like I'm underwater now. All right, let's act like it just all started. Hang on, ready? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. What a beautiful day. Say, won't you be my Nerdvenger? Oh, now the audio's low. Audio's low. I liked it the other way better. Damn! Turn your gain up. I'm gonna turn my gains up this week. I'm going back to the gym, baby. Get those gains going on, man. It's time. Time for the gains. Also, I don't know why I was going red today, man. I swear, all the equipment in here has a mind of its own. I'm actually paler than usual. Why do I look like this? Why do I look like this? I'm actually more pale than I've been in a long time. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the machines are making me look orange because I'm actually pale. Oh, it's doing this bullshit again. Should we just restart the stream? Should we? Yeah, I get it, chat. Okay, I didn't do this shit. Okay, my awesome intro has been fucking ruined 6 different times. Ah, fuck! Ah! I'm gonna say it. It's the Clankers. It has to be them. Okay, anyway. How's everybody's weekend? How was the weekend for everybody? I know, right? Tyler says professional streamer, by the way. I know, right? Fuck! God damn it! I pop in and you're losing it, smack my head. Hey, Kendall, it's good to see you. Hey, Kendall, did I tell you that now I'm a Tau player? Have you seen this? You went camping? Nice, man. Nice. When did you start? Have you started your Tau army yet? I'm going to be honest with you. We're fucking terrible. Okay, I played a game of Tau. We're awful. We're ass. But you just got to make it work because cool shooty robots are cool, you know? Football! Yeah, how about those Steelers? I told you guys, man. I told you guys about Aaron Rodgers. You know? It's like all of Pittsburgh is taking a ayahuasca trip through the shamantic alternative medical. We're all on Team Rodgers now, baby. We're all on Team Rodgers now. Hell yeah. Going to the Super Bowl. Any Marvel announcement? Yeah, maybe. Had a B-Day, went and played with the puppies, got all sad but had to leave because one didn't want to go back in the kennel, but I already have 4. Note to self, no more playing with puppies. Yeah, that is tough. You're kind of setting yourself up for a bad time there. You know what I mean? Like, no offense. Steve Rogers? No, Aaron Rodgers. But you might as well call him Captain America because he's so back. We're going to get there. It's early on a Monday, guys. We're going to get there, okay? Relax. The content will get better. It's only up from here. It can't be worse. Aaron is still ass. Actually, I was a little shocked at how well he still threw football through the air. Ads on stream now? Is there ads? I don't know if there's ads on here, but there should be ads every 5 minutes. If I had my way, and by the way, somebody, Adam, can you figure this out for me? I'm thinking every 5 minutes, we spam them with ads. And then if they become a member, they get half the ads go away. So every 10 minutes. Exactly. Yeah. Bro, so like I told you, okay, here we go. I went to the Warhammer store. They were super cool, nice, offered a free demo of a game, and I think I'm going to go back and paint a free model today. Also, just bought Space Marine 2. Boom! That's how it happens. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how it happens. Greg Ski! You've taken your first steps into a larger world. One that isn't owned by Disney. Warhammer, baby! Let's go! Hell yeah. Happy for you, man. I'm hoping to play another game either tonight or tomorrow with my Tau. They are fucking awful, like I said, but I'm trying to figure it out. I think I can do better than I did last game with them, so. Just about every 5 minutes, I refuse to pay another premium price for ad-free content. Yes, I understand. I do understand. I do think that's crazy. Did you start playing with Justin's Tau army? Well, Justin's Eldar, man. I thought you were Tau. I thought you were doing Tau. The hell? Early 40K investor here, seeing it go from the sweaty nerdy place I have to lift it on a Sunday to an upcoming Amazon Monday splooge is unreal. It is pretty crazy. I mean, this is a trajectory that happens to other brands and IPs and stuff like that. You know, it's hard for us to imagine Marvel really before the MCU, but a lot of the old heads here remember it. And it's worth going back to those days and just kind of tracking back to what happened, because when Marvel was being thought of as a purchase in like 07, 08, a lot of Disney people were concerned. They were like, no, like Marvel's too hardcore. Marvel's a little too, like, can you imagine that? Can you imagine? Think of Marvel now and then go back then and just think that people were like, I don't know about these Marvel comics. Might be a little too edgy for Disney. You know, now like that's a crazy thing to think about, but that this trajectory of Marvel was not like so simple. I think there's a lot of revisionist history, and nowadays we're like, oh, dude, Marvel was obviously always a big thing, and it was always going to be a big thing. Not so. It had its ups and downs, and really we do owe a lot to the Infinity Saga and the MCU for making Marvel what it is today. It really will all depend on what the live action Warhammer stuff looks like, right? You know, there's a lot of hype and a lot of expectations, and people are excited. And I think either way you slice it, when you do your first live action adaptation with a big star like Henry Cavill, that's the most eyeballs that will ever be on Warhammer will be then. And it all just depends on what that looks like. If it's absolute dog shit, then nothing. I don't think it's really gonna, like, not much happens. If it's absolutely incredible and it's a good on ramp, Warhammer could see huge growth. You know what I mean? PJ says 43 months. Damn, it's been a ride. Simp for Darren, Danger Room, RIP. Dude, yeah, Darren's awesome. You know, she's still doing her thing out there. She's doing Dungeons and Dragons content. I watched some of her Dungeons and Dragons content. I think she's great. I've thought about collaborating with Darren again. We're on good terms and everything like that. But, man, life is just so busy. Life is just so freaking busy. But thanks for being an OG, man. Appreciate it. That's a lot of ifs. It's always a lot of ifs. It's always a lot of ifs out here, man. You know, that's just how that should go. Hey, by the way, I played a good bit of Marvel Rivals this weekend. I got to tell you, great game, man. And this is even pre-patch, right? So the patch goes, this Friday, this Thursday or Friday? Oh, I had some fun. Playing Marvel Rivals, man. I think Thor is in a really good spot right now. Disney now ruined the MCU, so in that they caused some damage to Marvel outside of the MCU. Yeah, a little bit, I would say so. Yeah. Brad Pitt as captain of the Custodians is going to be lit. I don't know that he'll be Valdor. He absolutely could be Valdor. By the way, I watched F1 last night. Holy shit! Movie's incredible. Why didn't anybody tell me? Why didn't anybody tell me how good F1 is? Damn, that movie's good. When I was watching it last night, though, I saw Robute Gilliman a lot. I couldn't help it. I was like, man, I think he's going to be Gilliman, which I was not thinking at all until I actually sat down and saw the movie, and I was like, bro, he's giving off some Robute Gilliman vibes here. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, we don't even know if Brad's going to accept the role in Henry's thing, but there's a lot of signs that shit was real. I've been talking to some people. Crazy. Everyone told you? What? Damn, now I got to watch F1. It's good, man. He could be a rogue trader. Dude, I would be down. Rogue traders are dope. You could build a great story around a rogue trader as well. If they were going to do Horus show, I'd say it'd be a good Sanguinius. Yeah. Yeah, I thought maybe Sanguinius as well, which they could still do, but they'll probably just do a flashback of like when Sanguinius died. If they actually are going to do the scouring, which there seems to be even more mounting evidence that is going to be what it is. Yeah, I mean, it's just fun, man. There's just a lot of mystery, right? Like, we're all like, what could it be? You know, it's kind of cool. Grixie says with a 5-spot says, I want to start learning Combat Patrol or AOS Spearhead on the tabletop simulator before getting a set. If anyone wants to play it, you know. Yeah, dude, try to find a game on the Discord. You know, I was actually going to ask Adam, and I don't know if you're in here or not, Adam, but I was going to ask Adam if he wanted to try to play on TTS sometime soon. Maybe Adam and I could play an off-stream game, and then eventually we could play some games on stream. And we could sort of show you guys how to do the TTS thing the whole way through, because obviously that's a great, more cost-efficient way to get into Warhammer, so you don't have to buy any of the models. And then you can kind of see what you like, and then maybe buy some models, you know? Zach's of the 5-spot, man. Hey, appreciate it. Happy Monday, Nerd Avengers. I got to watch after work, but I'm getting hyped about the DC news. Much love. Oh, snap. The DC news got you hyped? That's good, man. That's good. I hope it gets everybody hyped. I am hyped about the DC news as well. I'm just a little concerned that maybe other people aren't as hyped. Wait, what? The Spider-Man 94 comic is doing some Kane stuff? I did not know that. I did not see that. Is it back in the day when he had that dope costume with the cape and like the bluish purple armor? Hitting shit with sticks. Says, how do you think Warhammer would do with female audiences? Also, I went 0-5 in my first Melee tournament this weekend. Well, you know what? It can only go up from here, man. Did you learn? Hopefully you didn't get hurt. As long as you didn't get hurt and you learned, you're going to be fine. How will Warhammer do with female audiences? You know, it's kind of hard to say. I would say, from what I've experienced, there are a lot of female Warhammer fans. And I don't know like exactly how or why. I tend to believe that some of the hobby side, like the painting and the building, does bring in some more females. Maybe that sounds sexist. Maybe I'm fucking canceled for that, but that's just my observation. I would also say that I've seen a lot of females that are actually really, really good painters. And there seems to be more of a split in the really good Warhammer painters amongst female and male painters. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. There's an interesting who likes Warhammer. So do you guys know who Elena Pierce is? I think Alana maybe is her name. She's a Australian or New Zealand, and that's going to get me canceled as well because I don't know the difference. But she's one of those folks, and she's like into the gaming scene or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know how you would describe her, but I wouldn't necessarily look at her and be like, oh, that's a Warhammer fan. And yet she fucking loves Warhammer. And she like authentically loves it. There's something about Warhammer that is so specific, meaning like Warhammer is just crazy, violent, hyper violent, over the top craziness. You can't really twist it any other way. That's what it is. So if you're into that and you like Warhammer, you like the fact that it's over the top, crazy, ridiculous. Like that, it is what it is. So I don't know. I don't know how to answer that other than to say that I think there's a healthy amount of female Warhammer fans currently. And I think that if I were Amazon, I would just say, like, let's just do what we've been doing with the brand and we'll be fine. If that makes sense. Peacemaker as a binge drop, it's a fleeting dragging. Oh, is it dragging a little week to week? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard much about it. I haven't seen much as far as how it's performing or anything. I guess we'll get some numbers soon. But hey, Amy Klobuchar asking if I've watched Peacemaker. No, I haven't seen Peacemaker. It's just not for me, man. Just not my thing. Not into it. But let's get into Marvel already. Okay, we're gonna get into Marvel, but well, first we're gonna get into Superman, because Superman made all the money, and everybody's making fun of me now, so I have to talk about that. Boo! Then we're gonna talk about Toby and Chris Evans. Okay. Then we're gonna talk about Gambit, David Harbour, both having comments on Doomsday, and also a really wild stat about Doomsday that I bet you guys did not see coming. And I want to bring up, because there's always like, oh, what if Doomsday doesn't do shit? What if nobody goes to see it, you know? And then there's like data this, well, you'll see. It's pretty crazy. I want to talk about Ryan Reynolds finally admitting it. And then I want to watch a video, dude, which is going to be so good. It's going to make all the Marvel fans and all the DC fans mad. And I think it'll be a really fun video that we'll all enjoy watching together. So that's the basic plan for today. So we got a lot of nerdy stuff to get into. Javier Mendez says, the first time I seen you was in a Vader versus Superman debate with Theory. Was just getting into YouTube for Star Wars lore, and now it's all about Warhammer. Wait, what? I don't understand. Like, are you mad about that? Are you happy about that? Like, what's going on here? I don't understand the message. I don't understand the subtext, the context. Wait, are you mad? Are you happy about that? What does that mean? Stacked day today? We do have a stacked day today. But before we get into that, are we talking about NFL Week 1 today, bro? All I know for sure is that the Steelers are winning the Super Bowl, and that I always believed in Aaron Rodgers. I told you guys. You know, whatever voodoo magic, Amazon, you know, shamanic things that he was into, totally works. Hell yeah. And also, fucking Boswell just fucking walks out and bangs a 60-yard field goal out. I mean, can we even be stopped? Can we even be stopped? You know, like, just give us the Lombardi right now. You know what I mean? That's how I'm feeling. Yeah. Perk Rogers is chosen. I love that shit. I love the memes, dude. I love the memes. Crazy. But, okay, look, before we get into any of the other topics, I want to talk about this, and I know a lot of you are really worried about it, so I want to explain. Friday night, I did play for the very first time the Tau Empire in a game of Warhammer, and oh my god, I had a crazy rude awakening. First off, if you've been a Tau player for the whole edition, God bless your heart. I don't know how you do it. Holy shit, this army's fucking terrible. But I will also say that it wasn't so bad that I'm going to sell all my Tau immediately. And if you know me at all, I'm a very competitive person. And so the fact that like it was so bad makes me like want to make it work. So I've been like list building and tweaking and thinking all weekend about what I'm going to play with the Tau. And I should be playing either tonight or tomorrow night. And so I will let you guys know how that goes. I know you're very concerned. I know you're really interested. Don't worry. We're going to figure it out. Okay. And, you know, so that's just putting that out there for you, just so you know. Okay. Now we can get into some of the other stuff. More details, please, says, Evan. Okay. Just real quick, only because Evan asked, just a couple little more details. What do I mean by that? Well, the Tau are very one-dimensional in the game. So normally an army has shooting and an army has melee. And these are both very important aspects to the game. You want to shoot, and you also want to charge and be in close combat and do melee. The Tau have no melee. Basically no melee. So it's all shooting, which is so weird. Because it's weird, number one, because you're so one-dimensional. But also, number two, it's hard to like flip objectives and do certain things in the game when you only have like one part of the combat phase. It's very, very difficult. So just for Ethan and Evan, just for Ethan and Evan, there you go. Just a couple more details. Okay. Can we get into the real shit now, guys? Golly, all y'all want to do is talk Warhammer now. Even I'm getting tired of it. No, I'm not. Don't stop. Don't stop. Okay. Let's talk about stupid ass Superman. I mean, let's talk about Superman. We're all so excited about stupid ass Superman doing stupid shit. Fucking stupid ass James Goon bullshit ass pussy ass Superman. All right, let's go. Here we go. Let's talk about the news, baby. All right, we got to talk about this. As much as I don't want to talk about this, we're going to talk about this because it's fair. We have to be fair. What am I talking about? We're talking about Superman. We're talking about Warner Brothers. And they have seen this. It's popped up all over the place. People are talking about, tweeting about it. Superman made $128 million in the theatrical run, which is pretty freaking crazy, okay? And this is all in context of Warner Brothers having a very good year. So if you look at this article, it talks about The Conjuring, which is a new Warner Brothers film, box office history, 7 consecutive movies opening above 40 million. No way around it. That's crazy. No way around it, guys. That is freaking crazy. And within this, they do talk about Superman. Here it is, 125 million profit on the Superman film, just right at the top there. So people are pretty excited, and a lot of James Gunn fans or whatever are bringing this up and gloating a little bit and being excited about it. Which, to be fair, they should. So what's the truth, man? Is this real? Well, I mean, it is real in a sense because it's being reported by Warner Brothers. But I just wanted to show you, and I want to bring this up, just because. I think it's important to just understand how some of this stuff happens. Do you guys remember a little movie called Black Adam? Y'all ever hear of Black Adam? Do you remember some of the reports about the profitability of Black Adam? Okay, so the Superman bit comes from Variety, Hollywood Trade. So you would say that's real. Well, so is this, and I just so you know. This was Deadline in 2022 saying Black Adam reportedly actually made $52 million to $72 million in profit. Okay. And look, not to shit on Rock or whatever, but he did kind of get in trouble for this. People walked back on this. And this is crazy town. Obviously, nobody actually believes that Black Adam made this money. So the question then is like, well, what's going on with the Superman numbers, right? Like, is it fake? Is it real? And I think at the end of the day, man, so there were those numbers. Do you guys remember the numbers that came out of the state of Ohio? God bless the state of Ohio. I know we got some Ohio Avengers up in here. And so the wonderful, blessed, incredible state of Ohio proved to us that the working actual budget for Superman was something like $370 million. That number's real, by the way. But of course, there's other ways to get that cost down. Tax incentives, product placement, all sorts of stuff. And, a lot of the big movies got really creative in how to do this. I have no doubt that Superman did the same and was creative in the way that it kept its costs down. The thing about Superman is, with those numbers that came out in Ohio and then, DC and Warner Brothers and Gunn saying some other stuff, it's just been like a roller coaster ride, a lot of ups and downs. And then we don't know for sure. We don't know what the actual 100% budget was. We don't know for sure what the actual marketing budget was. We more or less know what the movie made. And I think we'll get numbers on digital sales recently as well. But these stories and this whole thing of within the context of Warner Brothers and Superman making $125 million, I would just argue that, if you want to be one of those people that's because, like, frankly, guys, I thought this whole year was silly with Hollywood, and to me, I don't know if the formula has just changed or if Hollywood's trying to get us to change the formula itself. But there's been a lot of weird things where people not including the marketing budget, the 2.5 rule being without marketing now. And it's just like a bunch of weird stuff that I'm seeing the industry do. I thought even the numbers they gave for Captain America and Thunderbolts were bullshit. Like, do you guys remember that? Where they were like, all we need to do is get Captain America to $505 million or whatever. And they were like, all we need to do is get the Thunderbolts to $425 million. And it's like, I don't know where these fucking numbers are coming from, but that's what it is these days. The studios will come up with a number before the film comes out. That's the new target. And strangely, Marvel misses both of those numbers that they mark anyways. But I do think that this 125 number, when you look at that same pattern and you realize that Gunn and Warner Brothers themselves had said we'd be happy with $500 million, it kind of makes it seem like $500 million may well have been the break-even point, right? According to, like, basically, like, if we're going to allow Marvel to do that, and these are the new rules, we got to allow Warner Brothers to do the same thing. And it actually kind of makes a little bit more sense when you look at the Superman thing, because they're saying profitability at 500, movie made what, 617, 613 or something. So yeah, that seems pretty close. Like $125 million in profit, theatrical run. Sure. So at the end of the day, it's one of those weird things where, like, I kind of smell bullshit, but I smell bullshit in the same way that there's bullshit all over all of this industry. I mean, one of the things that Hollywood is kind of having to grapple with is that for so long they actually used Hollywood accounting and trickery to make it so the movies didn't make money. Like, I don't know if you guys know that or not. It's a couple of weird things with investing in films. Like, for instance, there's only certain kind of investors that can invest in films, and your investment is actually capped. Most of the time, you can actually only make back like 100% of what you invested. So you only get basically to double your money, and then everything else goes to the studio or whatever. But studios classically are also able to, like, say a movie isn't profitable, although the studio itself is making profit. We've talked about this before, but it's like Hollywood accounting, weird bullshit. That it's also that they don't have to necessarily pay all of it back. For a long time, the studios have actually kind of tried to hide their profit. Now they're in a completely different game where they're trying to, like, show that they're profitable. The reporting of Superman is weird, but it matches the reporting for all these films throughout the entire year, where you see the Hollywood machine trying to, like, show normies that these movies are making money now, right? Like, do you remember the what was it for Fantastic Four? There was an article that came out that said they made $170 million with brand collaborations or something, and it's just like, what? I don't know that we ever got articles like that 5-10 years ago. That shit never happened. Now you get stuff like that, and it feels like it's just so that the narrative isn't like, oh, hey, by the way, Marvel movies don't actually make money anymore. Disney's just losing their ass on every... Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it almost feels like they're fighting for the relevancy of the entire genre, and they realize now that profitability has become a part of that conversation online, used to justify or diminish how these things are actually operating. You know? And so it's really weird. It's really interesting. But what I'll say is this. I think whether or not this number is like a little bit of bullshit or a lot of bullshit, the bottom line is this. It's close enough that they can all project this, and Warner Brothers is going to make more of this. At the end of the day, all of this stuff, and Warner Brothers is doing well, and I would argue that all of these $40 million openings do give even Gunn a little bit of cushion. It's interesting that some of these other franchises have kind of popped off in such a way that the profitability or lack thereof of Superman isn't even the biggest concern for the entire studio. Like, they have a lot of profitable stuff this year. And so it overall, it looks good and it feels good. But I do think this is a little bit of an optics game to get people to feel like the Superman movie was successful, and to get people to feel like the DCU is going to be successful. And to be fair, just like we've always said, basically since week one with Superman, it's right in that pocket of, like, good enough, but also not so bad or so good that you couldn't make up whatever narrative you wanted. Like, unfortunately, the Snyder Bros and a lot of those people are going to be able to say, like, hey, no 670 and, like, not profitable. It's the same as Man of Steel. Didn't beat Man of Steel. They'll still all be able to say that despite the headlines today. And until that changes, like, that's going to be the dig on it, right? But ultimately, the industry's just different. Things are different, and it is also true that Superman and the DCU is doing well enough, like, period, point blank, absolutely doing well enough And the other thing here is like, it is obvious that they want to signal this success and that they want the DCU to get more eyeballs on it, and DC in general, Warner Brothers to get more eyeballs on it. Because of the reports from last week, we kind of know it does seem like they're going to sell. That Warner Brothers itself could be sold in just a few years, in 2027. That's what Jeff Snyder's reporting. And there's been a lot of reports prior to that to make it seem like that's what it would be. I would argue Zaslav's behavior for years has indicated that he is interested in a sale. So I don't think this is actually too surprising to anybody. But that's the news. You know, that's the news when it comes to Superman. Like, it's just another kind of story. I think at the end of the day, it's just Warner Brothers is just going to continue to justify this thing's existence and tell you, like, it's doing good enough. And by the way, I think this number is probably, like, true in a sense. Like, it's probably close to this. I think Superman was profitable, but there's a lot of shenanigans, right? And either way you slice it, right? Like, barely profitable or even $100 million is not really what you're looking for. And it's like, dude, think about this. Here's what's boggling my mind, okay? If Superman at just over $600 million made $125 million, then what did Deadpool make? Did Deadpool make like $600-700 million fucking dollars? Like, did Deadpool just seriously make that much money? Because that, like, if it did, then like, what the fuck are we doing with Superman? You know what I mean? Like, we gotta do bigger. You gotta do crazier. That's like a world of difference. That's crazy to me. So, I don't know. That's the news out there. A lot of caveats, a lot of asterisks, guys. But that's what's going on there. I wonder, do you have any questions? Does anybody have any comments about this? What do you think's going on with Superman? Like, do you believe the numbers? Do you not believe the numbers? Do you see where I'm coming from? It's just another week and another sort of story of Warner Brothers and all that. Yeah, and how much did No Way Home make? I'm telling you, it seems like No Way Home made like $1 billion fucking dollars, dude. Like, oh man. Like that's what I'm saying is like, so if this is true about Superman, doesn't it mean like some of these other movies are like bonkers? Like absolutely fucking bonkers, right? It's crazy. Probably the merchandise and the VOD went nuts, I bet. For which one? Probably both, right? When The Rock made that power move, I'm not that mad. Same move Gunn did. I think that's fair. Anybody would do it. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I think that's what it is, yeah. I don't care if a movie is successful. I care if it's a good movie. Movies are, most are average at best. Yeah, and we hear that. I just don't know. So here's what I would argue, is that, because I hear this a lot, and I get that kind of like grumpy feeling of like, bro, I don't care about that. Here's the thing. I don't think the studios would be doing this if they didn't think people cared about it. So, you know, maybe you think people are wrong or whatever, and you don't think that's as important. I think it's very clearly become a part of the narrative. Maybe other alternative media is to blame for that. I don't know. But I think you can just look at what they are doing, and it feels like they know this is important, right? Like, doesn't it just feel like, I don't know that I would even be talking about it as much if they weren't reporting on it as much, because they seem to be reporting on it a lot, bro. Accountants be doing accountant things to fudge the numbers. Always been this way. True. Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that. How's the doggy doing? Evan, dog's doing good, man. She's basically made a full recovery. We're going to check her out in about a month, get some x-rays, but it seems like she's totally fine, man. She's back to being a total sassy bitch, which is good. That's what you want, you know? Saying most of anything is average at best is, yeah. I mean, you know, that's fair. Still can't believe this girl from Stranger Things will be the next Supergirl. Wait, what? Stranger Things Supergirl. She's from Stranger Things? Really? I don't know about that. Appreciate you, man. This is a narrative build up to show studio health and potential buyers of Warner Brothers. Yeah, I think so, but I think that there's enough good stuff here that even if they're spinning it a bit, like, you can't really deny, like, there's good. Warner Brothers is in a much better spot right now than they were at the beginning of the year. Hey, Josh, I'm afraid if Secret Wars, unfortunately, doesn't make enough needed, Disney would ever consider selling Marvel, especially after being in search of a new IP. I'm not going to say that would never be possible, but you just, I don't think we're even at a Star Wars point with Marvel yet, and I don't think Star Wars is going anywhere. I think, like, does that make sense? I think Star Wars has fallen off worse than Marvel, and I don't think Star Wars is going anywhere. And I think they're going to keep trying with Star Wars. Marvel could get to a point where it is where Star Wars is at, and maybe we're even close, but I just don't think we're quite there yet. And we're going to talk about some Doomsday stuff, and I think that at the end of the day, like, bringing Robert back, bringing the Russos back, doing this big fucking movie that's really crazy and, like, maybe the craziest thing they've ever done. This is enough to get fans excited. Fans are activated. Trust. I will show you some data that's going to blow your mind in a bit here. But Star Wars doesn't have anything like that. Like, there's just not, like, what are we looking forward to with Star Wars? We have no idea what's going on, man, you know? DC is taking over, Josh. The people are tired of more Marvel mid. I think DC is doing some great building right now. And I think if I were a DC fan, you know, I am a DC fan, but I'm pretty impartial, right? Like, I'm not like, I guess I'd prefer even Marvel a little bit, even still to this day, but I love DC. And if maybe I was just a DC fan, like, sure, you know, I could see myself getting like super excited and hyped up right now. As a pundit, I just can't tell you that I really think that's happening. I just don't see enough signs. Like, I see an activated DC fan base that's maybe more activated than they have been in the past couple of years. I see a pretty good start with the Superman movie, but I see a lot of issues. I see maybe not the best plan of films. You know, there's a lot going on with DC that I'm just like, I don't know. I just don't know that it's actually going to pop off the way that some of y'all think it's going to pop off. But there's a way that it could, you know. There's a way that it could. I think, unfortunately, the Batman thing is an issue. I think the Wonder Woman thing's an issue because I think as much as Gunn, like, and maybe Zaslav pushed him a bit on this, but as much as they realize that Wonder Woman's really important, until they crack it, like, Gunn's whole thing is like, until we crack it, we're not going to make it. And that's fine, but is that going to lead to, like, we get Wonder Woman in 3 years? We get Batman in 4 or 5? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. If Clayface sets up Batman that our upcoming lineup is genius, show slow build, like, just as we wanted. Yeah, but, like, so here's the thing here's what I would argue with that, though, right? So if Clayface is the Batman buildup, okay, then unless that makes the Clayface movie absolutely pop off, which I don't really see happening, because the whole idea of the Clayface movie is like, we don't need to make a ton because it's going to be low budget, right? Well, you throw some Batman in there, and sure, is that going to marginally, like, yes, I do think that will make a difference. But is that really the move? Like, is it really the move to say, like, okay, hey, look, this movie is inherently, like, the pitch itself is like, maybe there won't be as big of a draw, but the cost is low. That's literally the pitch. And that's the place to put your Batman. Like, I just don't know. I don't know that that's the move, man. It worked for Venom 2, to be honest. In a sense, it worked for Venom 2. I mean, it's hard to say, right? Because there was, you know, pandemic kind of crazy shit was going on. It's hard to know. But that movie did not, I mean, movie was considered a big disappointment compared to the first one as far as the box office, right? So, I don't know. Yeah. A Batman cameo in Clayface a la Cruise Commandos would set up the scope of the world and get people interested in a weird character. I mean, that's what you would hope, right? That's what you would hope, yeah. Look, I think that the genre itself is in such a weird place that one of my big concerns with Gunn in general is he's doing stuff that would have worked in the MCU heyday when people just like, because there was a time where, like, you just, a comic book thing just had a sort of draw to it. It had like an aura to it. Like, there was so, like, people were like, oh shit, this was a comic book. Oh shit. Like, literally, that's what it was. We've gone so full circle on that I think now it's like, oh, it's a comic book, and people, like, roll their eyes a bit. The things that worked before might not work anymore. Part of me thinks, like, Gunn is still operating from this place that everybody is as interested in all this comic shit as he is. And I just don't know that there's evidence for that. I think it might actually be the opposite, where the average moviegoer is actually going a bit away from that, and they want just, like, big, flashy, well-known, like, this obscure comic book thing, which is a Gunn thing. Like, Gunn just loves that obscure shit. I don't know that that's going to play anymore. Do you know what I mean? Peacemaker is way better than any Disney Plus show. I mean, I can't speak to the quality of it because I haven't watched it. It's also just not my thing. But even if that were the case, I mean, do you think it's going to get the viewership of some of them? We'll see. Daredevil was a huge disappointment, right? But, I mean, Marvel has had many, many shows get into the Nielsen charts, you know? So are we going to see that with Peacemaker? I don't know. I don't really think it's doing so well with the views. We still don't know who the DCU Batman is. Is it Pattinson? I don't think it's Pattinson. There's been a lot of recent evidence to suggest it is not Pattinson, and yet they won't just be clear about it. I don't know why. And I think that's a huge problem, to be honest. But they better not use Batman in marketing for Clayface like he's going to be in it in some way and then bait and switch like they did for Suicide Squad. Yeah, maybe they would. Yeah. Maybe they would. I don't know. It's Ben Affleck. Oh, my God. It's Alan Rizzo. Yo, did y'all see that picture of the Reacher homie? This is a massive individual, bro. Do they get the world's tiniest man to interview him, or is he just that big? Holy shit. Why are you not interested in Peacemaker? Oh, it's just not my thing, man. Like, the juvenile gun stuff is just not for me. I'm not a big fan of his sensibilities. And I think it's like Peacemaker is like James Gunn unleashed. You know what I mean? And no thanks. He looks like Kingpin. I mean, he's the size of Kingpin for sure. Yeah, dude. Captain Adam. Let's go. Will Wonder Man chart? I wonder, man. Have you watched it at all? What, Peacemaker? No. No. I'm a big fan of Stat-Lord. What do you think about the superhero, and do you think he'll be in Doomsday? You know, Stat-Lord isn't bad. I like numbers myself. You know, 60% of statistics are made up on the spot, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. So, yeah, Statman's cool. I think, you know, maybe we'll need some stats as the TVA is figuring stuff out. Logan with a 10 spot. Appreciate you, brother. Says, I heard Insomniac is going to be dropping a Wolverine trailer in the upcoming State of Play. Also got my first rated comic book, Wolverine number 8. Let's go. Number 400. Hope you're having a good day, homie. That is awesome, bro. Happy for you on that one. And when is that State of Play? Because I would love to see some of the Wolverine. First look. Wolverine. What if Pattinson plays a young Ben Affleck? Maybe. Look, last thing I'll say on this. Oh, my God. 22 minutes of yapping on this? You guys are crazy. All right, last minute I'll say on this. Last thing. Paramount might buy DC in 2027. Paramount just did that huge deal with the UFC. Zack Snyder's doing the UFC movie. In 2027, if this shit isn't figured out and making more money, Paramount, restore the Snyderverse. Just do it. I'll never let go, Jack. I'll never let go. Restore the Snyderverse. Yeah. Come on. Static movie news? I don't think there's news, brother. I don't think there's news. I think there's still like a rights issue or something there. Josh, do you think we get a Batgirl movie before Batman? No. I don't think so. I'm a big fan of Star-Lord. What do you think he'll be doing in Doomsday? Oh, I'm not sure, but I think he's on Earth for a reason. So I would imagine he'll have something to do. He'll do something, yeah. Maybe he'll be doing a dance-off. Yeah. Is Snyder UFC movie? Yes, please. I mean, he's doing it. It's real. And it's probably going to be lit. It's real. And it's probably going to be lit as hell. All right, should we talk about some other stuff here? Where's the Toby stuff? Let's get this Toby stuff going on. Aw, shit. Here we go again. Aw, shit. Here we go again. Toby! Toby! Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man. Chef's kiss. Beautiful, perfect, amazing. Need more of it. Well, I think we're going to get more of it. Tobey Maguire has recently been spotted in London. Spider-Man Brand New Day and Avengers Doomsday are both currently in production in London. Holy shit! Holy shit. Okay, so people are actually kind of excited about this. Some fans snapped some photos with him on the street, etc., etc. Which, by the way, Toby and the fans is always amazing. During the whole Spider-Man No Way Home thing, do you guys recall that like Andrew Garfield was doing so much press? He was like doing so many things. He kept being in these interviews, these awkward spots. I loved the one where Jimmy Kimmel had all the 8K shots of him and was just like asking him about it. And Andrew was like, I don't know what's going on. And he's like, oh, we know what's going on. Do you know what's going on? I love that shit. But anyway, as that was going on, Toby wasn't doing shit. No interviews, this, that, second, and the third. But he would randomly like actually talk to fans. Like I remember this one guy on Reddit was like, I literally took a photo with Toby. I asked him if he was in the movie and he said yes. So like, dude, imagine Andrew Garfield doing all these interviews, doing all this shit to try to like hide it, this, that, second, and the third. And Toby's just out there and fans will be like, hey man, are you in this shit? And he's like, yes. So I wonder if he's talking about it again on the streets of London. That would be really cool. Anyway, questions arising. Will Toby be in either of these films? Now, let's first talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day, then we'll talk about Doomsday. Now, the thing about Spider-Man Brand New Day is this is a film that was first described as multiversal, then it was going to be street level, then it was going to be multiversal, and now it's going to be street level. But the truth is, it's actually not street level. I think we can all pretty much confirm that this is not a street level movie. Now, part of why is because we got the Hulk, and we got the Punisher, we've got other crazy villains. You know, it seems like it's going to be like a flavor of the week thing with a montage. And then there's this whole thing with Sadie Sink's character, which there's apparently a big twist about it. My Time to Shine has been teasing that maybe Sadie Sink's character is the multiverse somehow, which is crazy, right? So I think we can basically say, no, it's not going to be a street level movie. It's going to have multiversal elements. And I think, you know, Shine's been teasing some stuff about this 80 Sync thing and saying like it's way crazier than you think, and it might get really, really wild. And I would imagine this has to do with it then leading into Doomsday and the destruction of the multiverse and all that, right? Now, there were rumors a long time ago that Sony was still very interested in getting Toby and Andrew into this film. And I can understand why. You know, we were just talking about the box office and whatnot, right? And the Spider Boys in No Way Home made like $1 bajillion fucking dollars. Actually, they made $2 bajillion, very close to $2 billion without China. Yeah, of course. Like, get those dudes back together again. Now, I think there's some reporting. So there's this guy, the redacted guy, who seems to be, you know, a pretty decent insider. He's sort of saying that Toby and Andrew will not be in Spider-Man Brand New Day. That will instead be saved for Doomsday. Okay. Now, I think that technically leaves the door open for a post-credit scene, because if we look at Fantastic Four and we look at the Thunderbolts movie, both of those films have post-credit scenes that are pretty important when setting up Doomsday. And so I would imagine maybe that will also ring true for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and maybe there's potential for Toby and Andrew to be in the post-credit scene to tease what is going to be happening in Doomsday. Now, as far as Doomsday, are we going to get these other characters in there? I think so. And I definitely think that you'll get a lot of Toby, maybe a lot of Andrew. There's been a lot of weird rumors over the past couple of years, because you got to remember, when Spider-Man Brand New Day, or rather No Way Home, was popping off, especially in the wake of that, after the film came out and a lot of the scoopers and people were talking a little bit more openly about it, a lot of people said, oh, dude, they definitely want them back for Secret Wars. Everybody's on board. And then do you remember, like, there was stuff about Andrew? There seemed to be a lot of buzz, like, oh, Andrew was going to come back. He was going to do this. There were even some newer reports that he might have been in Madam Web, but then he didn't like what they were doing, et cetera, et cetera. So there have been interest, and I would imagine these guys have been talking to Sony and Marvel about what this would look like. And they're sort of all soft locked up for Secret Wars and Doomsday. Now, one of the really, really old rumors was that Toby Iron Man, meaning RDJ's Iron Man, Toby Spider-Man, and Hugh Jackman Wolverine, they were essentially going to be the leads of Secret Wars. Okay? And I actually still believe that that is true, because you got to remember, and this is something I bring up often, but Secret Wars is actually what Feige has been cooking this whole time. So a lot of, like, we've heard a lot of stuff about Secret Wars over the years. And that's because they knew they were doing it. And a lot of the plans, like even when they approached certain people for Multiverse of Madness, certain people were then told, like, oh yeah, you're going to come back for Secret Wars, like Sir Patrick Stewart. Other people were like, maybe we're going to be in Multiverse of Madness. Oh, actually, we're going to save that for Secret Wars. That's like your Nicolas Cage and some of these other things that were maybe going to be in there, Tom Cruise. So I'd say all of that to say that Secret Wars has been on that whiteboard in Marvel Studios for years, and they had ideas. And I think Toby, Hugh Jackman, and Iron Man together is a great idea. At the end of the day, what are we looking for Secret Wars? We want to do like a version of Endgame, but for all the best heroes that we loved. And I would say if you're making a list of like the greatest actors that had the greatest runs as superheroes, it is clearly Toby, it is clearly Hugh Jackman, it is clearly Robert Downey Jr. I would put Chris Evans in there as well. But those guys together, absolutely fucking awesome. But then that begs the question. Well, then how or why could they also be showing up in Doomsday? Well, this is where, like, so what I think is going to happen is this will have to do with Loki, and this will have to do like the multiversal Avengers and perhaps even a time heist going in to other classic Marvel movies, just like they did in Endgame, but revisiting the 10 years of Marvel MCU movies. I think you're going to get something like that with Loki and some of the other multiversal Avengers for all of these iconic heroes. So we're going to go back to an iconic moment in the Toby trilogy and pull him out of that, just like we did with the Stones, right? Does that begin in Doomsday? Quite possibly, right? Could be something that's set up in Doomsday and then it will be paid off in Secret Wars. I'm not really sure, but I'm interested. And I would say a lot of signs to point at Toby being a huge part of Secret Wars. I would not know for sure how he would be used in Doomsday, but if I had to guess, it would be something associated with what we've heard with Loki and the TVA and Multiversal Avengers. Maybe it has something to do with Tom Holland. Not really sure. Maybe Toby's universe just gets wiped out, bro. And we're like, oh my fucking God, like Toby's universe is gone. No, like, because that's another thing they can use to pull on heartstrings for Doomsday. We're gonna have to wait and see. But the Toby news is popping off over the weekend. What do you guys think? Do you think Toby's there? Do you think there's a chance he's in Spider-Man Brand New Day? Do you think he's in Doomsday? Do you think he's mostly in Secret Wars? What do you guys make of Toby? Toby's the anchor being of his universe. Highly likely that that's the case. Yeah, I would say so. Because, like, what if that's what it is? I've thought about Doomsday just being like, we're going to see a lot of universes just get destroyed, dude. And then maybe we go back, we do the time heist with, like, Loki, where he's like, we're going to go back to this dying universe at this time and pull Toby out. You know what I mean? Could work. Like, you see a lot of death and destruction in Doomsday, and then we see the time heist in Secret Wars. If Tom Holland and the Avengers cast only coming back after Secret Wars, how would they impact the MCU? Oh, I think Tom Holland's coming back, yeah. And how's he going to interact with the X-Men? I think the X-Men are going to start to pop off post-Secret Wars, and he'll just deal with it being in that universe. They need to recreate that scene from the animated series where Spider-Man picks his favorite heroes. I would not hate that. Yeah. That would be kind of fun. The biggest MCU movie since Endgame were No Way Home and Deadpool. So, of course, the other Spider-Man and Deadpool would be in Doomsday. It would be dumb for them not to. From that perspective, yeah, I think you're right. If it's all hands on deck, if you're trying to pull the most popular characters, those are the most popular movies. So yeah. Why don't they just pull him out right before his universe is destroyed? Because I think they're trying to change it so that his universe is not destroyed. And they probably want to pull people without affecting the timelines. They want to like try to keep everything as intact as possible. Yeah. Doom going around collecting anchor beings instead of Molecule Man. It's possible. I mean, Daniel said that he's going to be collecting people that caused incursions. So that's kind of interesting. Is that something to do with that? I don't know. Johnny Storm, Chris Evans in Secret Wars? Possibly. Yeah, possibly. I'm not sure. I'm not trusting Disney to do anything. Creative freedom has been dead since Infinity War. I mean, look, obviously things haven't been as good, but I just think like that's an oversimplification, right? But also like, I'm not your dad. If you're not into it, it's fine. I think they didn't announce Tom Holland in Doomsday because it will spoil the Spider-Man 4 ending. Maybe that's possible. Yes, that's possible. Yeah. Deadpool should be the one replicating that scene where Spider-Man picks his heroes. I wouldn't hate that. I think that's a good spot for him. Warner Bros. 2025 is better movie genre variety than Disney 2025 movie variety. Big W in itself. Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that. Yeah. I think Warner Bros. Is obviously having a good year. You're not my dad. Oh, shit. Okay. Doomsday makes sense. Healing Doc Ock, Sandman, and Goblin probably causing all sorts of incursions. Oh, I like that. That's kind of interesting. Yeah. Josh, did you see the new pictures of Chris Evans looking buff and Steve Rogers' physique? Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about it, man. It's in my notes. It's in my notes. Yeah. Looks good, huh? He looks good. He's got that Steve Rogers physique back. Realistically, how much longer do you see the MCU running? Do you think it'll outlive us? Yeah, probably. I mean, I think the worst case scenario for the MCU is it becomes like Call of Duty. And that is to say that like it comes out all the time. People begin to not really expect that much. There's a bunch of people still tapped in. Every time it's like, is this going to be the good one again? You know? But it just makes money. Maybe not like what it used to, but it just churns. The best case scenario is that it actually regains its place in the zeitgeist and is like, oh shit, like Marvel is back. Which I think both are possible. Travis Adams says, what happens when a universe dies but the anchor being is still alive? Oh, it's kind of an interesting question. Maybe that'll tie into what they're doing. I don't know. By the way, I have a big video dropping hopefully later today, guys, about Doctor Doom, his motivation, the Prime Universe, a lot of the spoilers and shit we've been talking about recently. A really well edited video. It's like 17, 18 minutes. It's going to explain a lot of like my current theories for Doomsday. Make sure you check that out later. I think it's going to blow your mind. We've been making some good videos, man. You know, going a little slower on the main channel with the vids, but making some bangers. Yes. Yes. Any other thoughts on Toby, man? I'm going to say this. Fucking love Toby Spider-Man. And if the rumors are still true that it's Toby Spider-Man, Hugh Jackman Wolverine, and Iron Man in Secret Wars, if that's the main Avengers in Secret Wars, brother, we are living the fucking dream, bro. Because, like, just picture this, right? It's Doom on the throne. It's aesthetically like Game of Thrones, you know, imperial shit, a lot of medieval type iconography or whatever, right? And then some heroes make it through the multiversal Avengers, which was probably like Loki and Reed puts them together. And you're looking at Toby Spider-Man, Hugh Jackman Wolverine, freaking Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man, and they all pop up on Battleworld, and they're like the actual heroes in that medieval. Oh my God, bro, that is so epic. That is such a cool idea. And I hope that's what it is. I hope that's what it is. Do you think the rebooted MCU will have the same name or 2.0 or something like that? No, I mean, I think they might have a name for it. I think it'll just be the reset, though. That's what they're going to talk about. All these leaks, yet no scripts. I don't know what you mean by that. or Tom Cruise as Iron Man. I would love me some Tom Cruise Iron Man. Come on, man. Woo! Come on, man. Come on, man. All right, guys. Well, that's the news there on Toby. I'm excited about it. It's just a little thing, but could end up being a big thing, man. I think he's there to film, and I think it's probably for Doomsday. Maybe a little brand new day, but probably mostly for Doomsday. They call me the Gambit. All right, we got some other Doomsday shit to get into here in a second. I'm gonna blow your mind. I'm gonna blow your mind on some Doomsday shit, bruh. What y'all don't even know about Doomsday? Y'all don't know shit. Y'all don't know shit about Doomsday. Hang on, let me find the... God damn it. Hang on, let me find this thing here. Hang on. Hang on, everybody shut up. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me. I gotta find what he said. Dun, 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 dun. Damn, come on, man. Where's the new Gambit Doomsday comments? What'd he say? He said some cool shit, bro. Bro. Okay, wait. I can find it here. Hang on. Everybody shut your mouth. Shh. They call me the Gambit. Huh. Maybe I can't find it. Maybe I suck at this job. Maybe I suck at life. Yeah, fuck it. We'll do it live and we'll do something different. Okay, I got some shit to say about Avengers Doomsday, chat. Y'all know about Doomsday? Hey, look, a lot of you, sometimes you guys will ask me silly questions. Right? Like, you guys will be like, oh, what if Doomsday underperforms? Oh, what if nobody goes to see it? What if is Marvel cooked because Doomsday no good? If you're one of those people that seriously thinks Doomsday will underperform or Marvel's in trouble because of Doomsday shit, put a 1 into the chat. I just want to know. Okay, I just want to know. Well, guess what? You're wrong! And I've got some shit to say about it, but first, so does David Harbour. Let's look at a couple comments made by David Harbour about this movie, and then I'm going to share with you a stat that's going to blow your mind. I heard you guys like stats. There's somebody in chat that their favorite hero is actually Stat Man. Stat Lord, I think is what he's called. Never heard of this character before, but people like stats, so I got some stats for you. David Harbour calls Avengers Doomsday extraordinary. He says, I was not even convinced when we started, and this movie's going to be really good. They have a special sauce. I don't even really understand, but they, the Russo brothers, just know how to do these things. And I think that as evidenced in Civil War and as evidenced in Infinity War, there's something about the layers in which they put the comedy and the drama and the surprises and the scale and the epicness and all of that stuff. It's incredible. I will say, I've never been on a set like this in my life. I've never seen anything like this. You saw those chairs. God damn it, David. So it's like every one of those guys and girls has a trailer. It's just insane to look around the room and be like, oh my God, I'm in the movie. There's what's his face doing that speech. It's just enormous. Okay. So Harbour talking about this, man, pretty cool. You know, we had these Steve Rogers things where he's out there looking like Steve Rogers again, you know, and a lot of, which by the way, dude, I just want to say as a small side here, people are so fucking mean to Chris Evans, like the Hollywood community, the I don't know, the acting community or whatever, like the Hollywood folks, like the film community, they're so mean. This dude was just on a stage and people were like asking him like, Hey, was it too tough to play a failing movie star? Did that hit too close to home? You know what I mean? Like, that's what mother... Dude, Chris, fuck the film community, bro. Fuck the film community. Come back home to Marvel. Come be Captain America again. We fucking love you, and we appreciate your shit. Fuck those people. Come back, and you know what you should do? You should be Steve Rogers for another 10 years. Fuck them! Okay, anyway, so that's how I'm feeling about that. Dude, look, there's been a lot of people talking about Doomsday lately. You had Channing Tatum talking about it, talking about the fight, talking about the approach of the Russo brothers. He's really, really excited. A lot of people are really, really excited about this whole thing. And as sort of proof of concept of this I found to be quite interesting here, guys. All 4 Avengers films dominate streaming charts ahead of Avengers Doomsday. What? Over a year and a half remains until Avengers Doomsday enters theaters, and fans are wasting no time revisiting the MCU's previous installments. All 4 Avengers movies have appeared on the Disney Plus streaming charts for September 4th, 2025. What the fuck? Perhaps in preparation, as there have been multiple updates about Doomsday's production, especially the X-Men Fox characters now showing the screen with Earth's Mightiest Heroes. According to Disney Plus's overall top 10 charts, Avengers Endgame landed at 5, followed by Infinity War at 6, Avengers at 7, and Age of Ultron at 8. Bro, what is happening? So that's pretty crazy. This all set during the Infinity Saga, this, that, second, and the third. Now, what's wild about this, okay, is it sort of tracks along with my personal experience as well. And I sort of shared this with you guys recently, but so there've been a lot of leaks and rumors about Endgame, or Doomsday recently. And a lot of them have to do with Steve Rogers. Okay, and I personally went back and rewatched Avengers Endgame, and it blew my mind. And I shared this with you guys. I've made some videos about it, and look, one of those videos in particular is doing pretty good. Up over 100,000. Making some waves about Tony. We've had some very successful streams, some very successful other videos out there talking about all of this. And so I think that there's obvious interest there. I've been trying to articulate this point for like a couple of years now, where it's almost like Endgame did its job too good, where all we've really wanted to talk about is what that was teasing out and where that all went. And that's why I think things like Loki and Multiverse of Madness were more successful and more interesting to the fan base, because it was more of pushing that story forward. It's almost like the real focus of the fandom has been on how all of that pays off and what is next for those characters in that story. And all the other stuff has really felt like filler. Like, it really has felt like filler. So this is interesting to me because I think it speaks to where an interest of a lot of other fans are at. And like, I just want you to think about this, okay? Think about the fact that mere rumors and leaks and speculation have literally pushed so far that this franchise that has been outside of the top 10 for so long is now randomly back in the top 10. All of the movies into the top 10. I know that there's been a big fall off, obviously. But you got to look at what that actually means. Like, if this were any other franchise, if this were any other thing, that would be a data point that we'd be like, bro, what the actual fuck is going on? So, obviously, there's still a lot of interest in the Avengers, in what is going on with Steve Rogers, in what is going on with Tony Stark. And in that sense, you must admit, it's pretty fucking brilliant to make the next big one really about that. Ultimately, even though it's Doom, it is still Steve and Tony. It is about that relationship. And I think it's going to harken back to Endgame a lot. And I think a lot of people are revisiting this stuff within the context of these leaks and rumors and getting excited about what that means. So I just think that it's an interesting story to bring up. And I just think like all this, this whole narrative and this whole idea that like, oh man, maybe Doomsday's not going to do well, or like maybe people aren't really interested. you are completely underestimating what those Avengers movies meant to people and how many people saw them. I keep bringing this up because I think it's a valid take. This is the Avatar question. Okay? So Avatar, what, like 9 years after the original? Maybe it was like as many as 14. People were starting to talk shit on the first Avatar movie. People were saying, like, it's basically just Ferngully. It was so derivative. Like, it's so silly. It's actually not that great. And when the sequel was about to come out, dude, so many people were like, is this even the good idea? Dude, who gives a fuck about Avatar? Like, dude, remember it. The pundits, social media, a bunch of these fans, everybody kept saying it, dude. It was a big narrative out there where they're like, oh, bro, the Blue Monkeys, like, dude, who gives a shit? Like, Cameron's going to do this thing. It's not going to work. It's, you know what I mean? And it fucking crushed it, bro. It crushed it. And now the whole franchise is crushing it. And the next one's going to do very big numbers as well. People feel that's going to be a lock for $1 billion later this year. The point is, when you make a movie that makes the cultural impact that Avatar 1 made or that Avengers Endgame made, a follow-up to that is going to get a shit ton of people interested. Period. Right? So I think there's just going to be a lot of interest there. I think it's just going to pop the fuck off, bro. I think it's going to pop off. And I question still how well thought out is this all going to be? How well executed is this going to be? But I think with, a 7-month delay and you just hearing all of this buzz, like people are just blown away at what they are accomplishing here. And if you've been following the leaks and the rumors, it's like, yeah, no, it has to be that big. Like that's how fucking crazy it is. The story that they were building. So I don't know. To me, all 4 Avengers movies, more than a year and a half away from a film coming out, popping to the top 10 of a streaming service that has, 200 million fucking subscribers or whatever it is. Come on, man. That's crazy. Credit where credit is due. If we saw some shit like this popping up with DC, we would be talking about it. This is ridiculous. Like, that is ridiculous. And it's not, like, it's going to be even crazier. I promise you, when we get a little bit closer, some of the news starts to pop off again, it's going to get even crazier, dude. So, I don't know, just wanted to bring it up, and I would love to know what you guys make of this. Like, what do you think? The trailer and the press tour will get people hyped. Spider-Man has to hit too, though. Yeah, I agree. I think the interest is already there. The narrative has changed compared to what it was, but the interest is there. Like, you can't deny that. Shalami Alina with a $20 holler says, can you do a Green Lantern deep dive for the Lantern show and a Supergirl one for the movie? You haven't done a deep dive in a long time, and it's my favorite part of your channels. Yes, we could do that. We could do that for both of those. I want to wait till we get a little bit closer, though, but yeah. How much do you think Brand New Day will make in the box office? I don't know. I'd say it's 8, 9, maybe more. I think Spider-Man's really popular, man. And I think even if the genre is fatigued, even if people are like, I don't know, Spider-Man is big. So I would say 8, 9, maybe more. What's your favorite Avengers film after watching them all countless times? For me, I think it's the first one. I don't know, man. I literally love all of them. Like, I love them. And that includes Age of Ultron. I think Age of Ultron is fucking incredible. I think a lot of people went way too hard on that movie when it first came out. I think it is incredible. I think it has some old school Avengers stuff that we just don't get basically in the rest of the MCU. It is the most, like, if you read when Tony was doing the Initiative and like a lot of those old school stories, that's the Avengers. So when they're all fighting in the party and all that, that's the Avengers. That shit is like, you just don't even get that in a lot of the other movies. And that's like peak Avengers. So I love all of those movies, dude. And I think Endgame and Age of Ultron both get some shit talking. And I think that's crazy. I think both of those movies are so good, bro. Is it a top 10 ranking that shows the viewership data? I'm not sure what you mean. So technically, unless the studio itself gives out an official number, it's all like estimates, I guess. But if you're talking about like the Nielsen charts, like, yes. So that is an equivalent of millions of minutes watched. Okay. But one of the things that's weird about like Nielsen is technically they don't show you like how many people like fell off of the show. Do they say what minutes watched was? Yeah, I don't understand your question. Minutes watched is like they know a person watched a minute of the content. Does that make sense? Bring back Ultron and Doomsday. I think Ultron is cool, man. I don't know that there's room for him in Doomsday, but then again, I don't really know. And depending on what Secret Wars is, I think Ultron could do something great in there. Ultron is back, by the way, guys. Ultron's going to be in that. It's either the Wonder Man show or the Vision Quest show. Ultron is back. Like, David Spader's back. Vision Quest. Yeah, probably. Man, hopefully that's good. Ugh. Vision. Ugh. Ugh. Nielsen does that one. Do Disney Plus charts list minutes, or is it just ranking? I don't know. I don't think they would release their minutes like that. It's probably just like Amazon, Apple. They don't like give you metrics. They just give you like a top 10 chart. Does that make sense? Could Ralph Boner be retconned back to 1115 Quicksilver? I mean, I think so. I think they're going to probably go with all new people for the X-Men, although Elizabeth Olsen is sticking around, so maybe Infinity War or Endgame. It's tough, man. I love both of them. I don't know that I can pick between them. I will say just that I think Endgame is a lot better than people give it credit for. A lot better, bro. Like, a lot better. All right, so that's the friggin' topics there on the old Avengers Doomsday. Like I've been trying to tell y'all, don't worry about it. Everybody's going to see that shit. Just depends on if it's really good as to whether or not Secret Wars will pop the fuck off. That's the big question. Oh wait, you guys can't hear me? I was just saying so much cool shit. You didn't hear any of that? I just freestyled. I just dropped an incredible freestyle. Echoes. You guys didn't hear the other thing that I said too, because of the mic thing situation. Why does it do this shit? Why does it die and then come back and fuck with my shit? Ah! Now we have the mic in the kitchen. Hey, you don't say that. Hey, don't say that. This doesn't happen on John Campia. Oh, shit. Okay. Sorry. Sorry for your fucking technical difficulties there. What do you want, a fucking cooking? I was so confused. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Hey, don't say that, Adam. Motherfucker Adam, you know, Campy gives him a little bit of love on one show, and now all of a sudden he's simping for him? Holy shit. At least it happened after the news. True. True. This didn't happen on Nerd Theory. I feel like we had a couple technical difficulties here and there on Nerd Theory. All right, there's one more thing we got to talk about here. I am going to record it, and it will probably crash the stream. So everybody shut your mouth. This is probably the last you'll hear from me for today. Okay? All right, let's talk about this. And I don't like it. Okay, I'm going to try to be fair here, but I don't like it. And this is going to be one of those things where all of you guys are like, Josh, you're crazy. This is good. Shut up. Stop being a douchebag about it. But I can't help it. I'm going to have to be a douchebag about it. What am I talking about? I'm talking about this motherfucker Ryan Reynolds here. Okay? Whoa, what the hell? He finally admitted it. Okay? He finally admitted it. Ryan Reynolds admitted that he was the one who leaked the Deadpool test footage back in 2014. I think I was onto something that people would be interested in. And I'm grateful that I listened to that instinct. I'm grateful that I did the wrong thing in that moment. Okay. So, on the one hand, we all knew it was him. But I suppose it's probably good that we know for sure. That's cool. Here's the thing, and this is why I gotta kind of be a douchebag about this. The timing of this is like, dude, shut your mouth. It feels like Ryan, over the past month or so, maybe even longer, has been injecting himself into this conversation, particularly about Deadpool and Marvel. And it's just a little too much. I mean, it just kind of feels like, oh no, this big dramatic thing that happened seems to be following me everywhere. Forget all about that. Let's talk about how cool I am because I leaked this shit in 2014 and got Deadpool made. Which, I mean, like, look, on the one hand, that's true. I mean, he is that guy, and he has gone to bat for the character, and he did do some really cool shit and made some good movies and all of that, right? So that's totally valid and fair. However, in the current moment, it's feeling a little bit like, hey, remember me, cool Deadpool guy that made all your nerdy dreams come true? Forget about my wife and Justin Baldini, you stupid motherfuckers. That's what it's feeling like a little bit, okay? And I mean, you know, just going back a couple of weeks ago, when he puts out the flag from Deadpool, and it gets everybody talking about that, and there's 2 trade articles where one's like he's not in it, one's he's in it. And even that, it's just like, I just feel like it's unneeded. And then I think he said recently, I haven't stepped foot on set or whatever. And it's just like, okay, well, if you haven't stepped foot on set, then like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing posting that shit on Instagram in the middle of all this stuff just to kind of inject yourself into the conversation? So it feels a little bit lame to me. And so I saw this story pop up and I'm just like, God damn, like, look, on the one hand, sure, cool. Yes, you did that. We all knew it, but okay, you know, I guess that's cool that you confirmed it. And unfortunately for me, it's just feeling like, again, like it's just a little annoying, trite, and I'm over it. So I don't want another fucking Ryan Reynolds story in the next couple of weeks. I don't want another Deadpool story. I don't care. Stop talking. Please just chill the fuck out for a little bit. Let the storm blow over. I don't like this. So there's my old man yelling at clouds take on this situation. And I'm hoping that we don't have to fucking do another Ryan Reynolds Deadpool story in the next couple of weeks. That's where I'm at. So anyways, what do you guys make of this, man? Like, I guess on number one, like, what do you think of this? Him admitting it. I mean, we all kind of knew it, but yeah, that's kind of cool. And then, like, what do you think about my take? You know, are you feeling a similar way? Do you think I'm being ridiculous? I'm just like, bro, like, I don't know that we need to be doing this right now. You know, like, where did this come from? Was he asked about this? This feels like, I guess what I'll say is this. Ryan Reynolds feels way too media savvy to not know exactly what he is doing here and exactly how and why he is getting all of this set up. So I don't know, man. That's kind of my take. What do you guys think? I think Ryan views himself the way that we view RDJ, Hugh, and Toby, etc. Maybe. Non-story, we already knew this years ago. Yeah, I mean, dude, it is a kind of non-story. So it's like, why is he bringing it up now? You know? Yeah, it feels weird. Let's see here. Show us on the doll where Ryan Reynolds hurt you. Hey, you don't say that. I love Ryan Reynolds and I love Deadpool, obviously. Look at my Deadpool cardboard cutout. Duh. Ryan is obsessed with this being the center of attention. It feels that way a little bit, doesn't it? I don't think Deadpool is in Doomsday. Yeah, I don't know. His PR manager is probably like, just keep talking about Deadpool. Maybe. I say just chill, man. I say just chill. Like, just let it chill a little bit. Yeah. People talking about Deadpool, I don't know. I mean, Deadpool is really popular for sure, and this is sort of a Marvel moment right now. I just feel like it's wild as fuck, like out of nowhere to be like, oh yeah, back in 2014, the Deadpool footage that you all know that I leaked, I've never admitted it, but yes, I did leak it. And it just feels like such a designed story for us to be like, oh man, like remember when Ryan Reynolds was cool in 2014? He would have been better off rocking an iced out Deadpool chain for clout than that story. That's facts. That's facts. You should get a job in PR. Why would you admit to anything like that, especially if it was on NDA? Yeah, I would. I agree. I agree. I think it's a little strange, yeah. Statute of limitations, maybe? I guess. I guess so, yeah. The statute of limitations are up. I leaked that shit. Maybe. Hey, remember how much you love me in Deadpool as Deadpool? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's true. That company is gone. Wait, what? What company? Wasn't it him who said he was tired of playing Deadpool? I don't think so. I don't think he's ever said anything like that. You know, to his credit, like Ryan has really not said much of anything wrong, really. You know, somebody else seems to have dragged him into a situation. You know, and to this day, I don't know that he's ever really said anything wrong. I mean, sure, maybe. And then everybody dragged out like all the dirty laundry over the past 6 to 9 months or whatever, right? So we know, yeah, there's some. But, yeah, generally speaking, man, I don't have anything really like bad or negative to say about him. I just think this is a bad look. Like, I just think don't do this. You don't need to do this. Yeah. Yeah. You chill, and when you wake up, She-Hulk is in your movie? No! Hot take. Ryan Reynolds is leading the new MCU X-Men as Deadpool. I don't want to. It's a lateral look, not good or bad. Well, that's just your opinion, Adam. And I think you're wrong. Adam, by the way, when are you going to play Warhammer with me on TTS? You know, we could play one off stream. Adam wants to play one off stream so he can learn a little bit more because he thinks you guys will be mean to him on stream. So, what's happening with Ryan Reynolds just came in. This dude, Ryan Reynolds, is out here talking about how he leaked the Deadpool footage in 2014. And I was trying to defend him and be like, yo, this is cool. Like, we know he's cool. This is very chill. And all of chat is like, he's just trying to, like, get back in our good favor after the Baldoni thing. And it feels desperate, and we don't like it. And I was like, chat, you guys are being crazy. You guys are being fucking crazy. Like, Deadpool is great. Ryan Reynolds is a great ambassador for the brand. He loves the fans. That's basically what happened, yeah. Did you see the clip of Ryan Reynolds telling that little girl interview to hurry up and ask her a question? No, I didn't, but we should find it and cancel him. How many years ago was it? I'll make a big video about it. Canceled. I can't believe he would do that. What a dirtbag. You know, what a jerk face. What did Ryan Reynolds do? I'm so confused. So apparently there was this interview and this little girl was asking him a question and he shoved her face into the ground. I haven't seen it, but that's what chat was saying. He shoved a little girl's face into the ground. Allegedly. Who's your favorite superhero in all of comics? And what about the MCU? I know, Detective Aaron. I can't believe it either. What a jerk, huh? Spread that all around on the internet. You heard that from a very reliable person. It wasn't me, though. GFR did a hit piece on Henry? Let me guess. Adam. It's because Henry donated to an LGBT thingy. So now GFR is saying he's woke and bad. I'm guessing. I'm just guessing here. Okay. Hey, Josh, have you tried relaxing your face? Let me try right now. I feel pretty relaxed right now. My face is pretty relaxed. Thank you. This is great. Oh, just that Warhammer and Highlander won't save his career? Oh, that's crazy. Why are they hating on Cavill? I don't understand. Hey, Josh, what if Marvel brings the MCU Avengers cast back along with the MCU X-Men cast instead of rebooting it all since they announced a soft reboot? That'd be cool. We all just need to relax our face. Okay, let me just try it one more time. I'm so fucking relaxed right now. You guys don't even realize how fucking relaxed I am. I'm so fucking relaxed. Feels great. All right, that'll do on this segment. Good job for the great feedback, chat. Really made this clip fucking brilliant. Thanks.
I told you it was gonna crash and shit. Like, I told you. I was like, we're gonna do another clip. It's gonna crash into the shit. Just deal. The mic? What? Oh, it's the mic? They did the mic thing again?
I told you it was going to crash it. Yeah, Mike's fucked up again. This is like top 10 stream. This is top 10 stream. Top 10, baby! Woo! Just doing my thing. Just doing my thing over here. Hell yeah. Nobody doesn't like me. Nobody doesn't like me. Freezing, glitching, microphone sounds like it's in the toilet. The audio's blasting your ear holes out. Hell yeah. Oh, and here it is. I can see it right there. What? We don't need that. Get that out of here. I don't need that. The fuck? Where'd you get that Dr. Doom shirt? I actually made this. I actually drew it. That's actually all magic marker. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nothing like a hot take on Ryan Reynolds to take down the stream. I know. All I was doing was trying to fucking do crazy clickbait. I was thinking something like Ryan Reynolds just won't stop. Full breakdown. That's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Get that shit on the Clips channel. Let it go. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I'm just trying to farm that shit too. Just tuning in, wondering if you're predicting when we'll see Dr. Doom's face first, hear his voice, and if he'll have an accent. We actually already know part of this. Okay, so we heard the voice already, and it's been confirmed to be inspired by his co-star Channing Tatum in the Jump Street movies. So it's something like, my name is Doom. I'll try it again. Sorry, that's not a good one. Let's try it again. My name is Doom. My name is Doom. Yeah, something like that. So it's a bold choice. We'll see. I mean, we'll see, brother. We'll see. My name is Doom. Will Doom's face be relaxed? I hope so, man. You know what I mean? I hope so. The Exodus says, what do you think the odds are that Doom dreamwalks into Tony's 616 body because it's teeming with residual energy from the Infinity Stones? Oh, something like that could be cool. I like where her head's at there, man. Maybe there's something to that. I like it. I like it. My name is Doom. Yeah. They hate him with a pic of Ryan Reynolds in the thumbnail. Hell yeah. That's a good one, too. Hey, pretty good clickbait there, Scientific. Not bad. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, I had a video I wanted to watch. with you guys. And it will trigger Marvel fans and DC fans. Okay. Let's get this pulled up. So the title of this video is Ranking Marvel Street Level Heroes by Their Chances of Beating Batman. Oh my God, what an incredible title. Let's go. Did you discuss the Gambit shit? I did, yeah. I did. This is actually, I think this is going to be cool, man. So this is by a dude named Dan Coe. I'm not super familiar with him, but big channel, does a lot of good videos. This is a 2-month-old video, but it's a pretty good performer on his channel. And it's a video that a lot of people seem to really enjoy. So I thought this would be cool. So here it is, ranking Marvel street level heroes by their chances of beating Batman.
Crusader is one of the best fighters, the pinnacle of human physical potential.
Hell yeah.
He has enough gear to be ready for anything the streets
True.
of Gotham can throw at him.
True.
But just how good is he really? Well, today we're putting that to the test. Batman is going to run through a gauntlet of all sorts of street level heroes from Marvel Comics. We're going to rank them based on their shot at actually taking the Dark Knight down.
Ooh.
So let's get to it.
Ooh.
Bruce Wayne was the son of wealthy philanthropist Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne, and seemed destined for a life among the elite of the crime-ridden streets of Gotham City. That is, until his parents were shot dead in an alleyway while walking home.
Yep.
Forever scarred and changed by the loss, Bruce used his family's wealth to travel the world and acquire the skills, training, and technology he needed to begin his one-man war on the crime of Gotham City.
By the way, I heard something really crazy about the DCU Batman. One way that Gunn wants to differentiate his Batman from Pattinson is actually the voice. And he's going to be like, my name is Batman.
City. He became Batman, a caped vigilante who crusades against the scum and filth of his home city's underworld. After becoming a founding member of the Justice League, Batman quickly became known as one of the most feared individuals in the DC universe, holding his own against superpowered criminals, monsters, and even gods, all in order to protect the innocent from those who would do them harm. And I want to give Batman his flowers here. The guy has trained himself until he's reached peak human physical levels.
Hell yeah.
And basically
just like me.
Shattered all records and became above peak human.
That's basically me, guys. You know what I mean? I don't like to brag, but above peak human, I mean...
He's strong enough to bench press over 1,000 pounds, rip through metal, or even knock around things that easily weigh multiple tons. And Bruce has no problem using all that strength of his punches or kicks. He's regularly knocking down walls or kicking through metal, regularly knocking out metahumans and sending people flying dozens of feet with just one strike.
Hell yeah.
Batman might not necessarily look it, and he is supposed to be just a normal human, but you can kind of say that essentially, whatever Captain America can do, Batman can pull off something similar. Sure, Steve might be ultimately a bit stronger, but Bruce is well within that super soldier range of strength. Same with durability. Batman is incredibly durable, especially with his incredible armor.
Yeah, he can bench press 1,000. I've brought this shit up before, Rick D. This is why I can't handle fucking Battinson, emo hair, pussy ass, hockey pad wearing, soft soy boy bitch. I mean, you know, some people like it, that's fine, blah, blah, blah. But no, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, Bruce is that fucking guy. He can bench press 1,000 fucking pounds, dude. This dude is tough.
Of his armor, Batman has taken some pretty nasty beatings, even an attack or two from Wonder Woman. So he's definitely tough. And his bat suit only adds on to that even more. He's regularly taken attacks from all sorts of opponents, some of whom are seriously strong. I'm talking your Venom aimed Banes, your Deathstrokes, even some much heavier hitters like Professor Zoom, Aquaman, or even Superman. And those last two were either mind-controlled or just royally pissed off. so they weren't necessarily holding back all that much. Batman's armor is also completely bulletproof. It's allowed him to survive some pretty massive explosions. Batman has even survived falling from the moon and crash landing down on the Earth.
What?
He's incredibly.
What the fuck? This man can just jump from the moon to Earth? What the fuck?
Tough. And lastly, feel like I should mention speed. Batman is incredibly fast and agile, far superior to even Olympic level athletes. Like at this point, normal people simply move in slow motion to him. He can move so fast, he's just simply a blur, and Batman has routinely been able to dodge bullets and gunfire, even if it's automatic machine gun fire or bullets fired at literally point blank range. Batman can still dodge all of it. He might.
You need to start a rumor that Sacha Baron Cohen is going to play Bruce Batman in the DCU. Put out like 10 videos. My name is Bruce.
Still call himself just a normal human, but I think it's pretty clear that he's moved a little bit past that by now.
Hell yeah.
But Batman isn't just in peak physical condition. That's not the only thing he's got going for him. He's also arguably the world's best fighter. And if you don't want to put him at the tippy top, well, you can count on like one hand the people who are better than him. He's trained to perfection and become a master in every form of combat that there is. He can react and fight without even thinking, and is trained to be able to predict an opponent's move to the point where he knows his opponent's next move before even they do. He's an expert in every single fighting style known to man. A lot of other alien fighting styles too. And so he can quickly and effortlessly switch between fighting styles on the fly or to perfectly counter and take down an opponent.
True.
He's been able to regularly fight against some of the best martial artists in the world.
True.
Like Lady Shiva, Bronze Tiger, Owlman, even Karate Kid. And you know what? He oftentimes wins these fights. Like he's regularly been tested by the best assassins and martial artists in the world.
Yeah, he can hang.
Ra's al Ghul and Lady Shiva are constantly trying to test Batman with the best of the best, and they usually pick the most inopportune times. Like when Batman is off his...
Like I've heard it explained, like Lady Shiva is a technical better fighter than Batman, but he is perhaps better in just a straight fight just because of the psychological aspects and some of the stuff he's able to do is like, that's like what closes the gap there. But Shiva is a better, like technique for technique, punch for punch martial artist.
Game or recovering from grievous injuries. But Batman still tends to come out on top every single time. There's a reason why he's known as the best of the best. He also comes equipped with pretty much every weapon and gadget you could possibly imagine.
Hell yeah.
Outside of guns and stuff, of course. He's got batarangs, his signature weapon, and he's probably one of the world's best shots when it comes to throwing them. He's got some pretty serious explosives, some of which can even stagger and knock back Kryptonians. He's got electrical weapons powerful enough to send out tens of thousands of volts.
The Hellbat
sonic
armor.
grenades, even knockout gas or tranks that can put down superhumans. Not to mention, Batman is a literal super genius. He's a brilliant tactician, a master planner and strategist. He's routinely able to take down bigger or more powerful threats simply because he outthinks them.
True.
There's a reason why, even though he's still just a human, Batman is one of the most respected heroes and feared men on the planet. It's because he's the Batman. And starting out, well, we got the Punisher. And Punisher goes in the no chance category because realistically, well, Punisher just has no chance. And I don't want to minimize Frank here. He's still skilled enough and just straight ballsy enough to give Batman a good fight. We've seen him go up against Daredevil enough times to know that's possible. But in no world is Punisher actually beating Batman.
I think this is a fair take.
Batman. However, I'm going to say that Black Panther can beat Batman.
Controversial. Batman versus Black Panther. What do you guys think? This would deadass be such an even fight. This would be potentially such an even fight. Do you know what I think the trick here is? If Bruce was like wearing the Hellbat armor, if Bruce were to take, because here's what I'm going to make the argument. I'm going to make the argument that if Batman did proper prep time, he would understand that T'Challa is basically a threat on the level of Darkseid, and therefore would treat the threat as such and would not just fight him in a normal Batsuit. Meaning, so like I'm thinking of two different ones. The Hellbat armor when he fights Darkseid, but then the Predator armor. In Batman versus the Predator, like he gets his ass kicked by the Predator, and then he makes like a suit of armor to fight against the Predator. So if like there's a potential that T'Challa gets him in the first engagement, but if Bruce either had proper prep time or was defeated the first time, then I think he brings in more firepower and then he could take T'Challa out, because T'Challa's going to have the strength, the intelligence, and the tech. Yeah.
A lot of ways, Batman and Black Panther are dang near equals.
Yeah, I agree.
Bruce is probably the more skilled hand-to-hand fighter, but T'Challa is actually the only one here who's enhanced with the heart-shaped herb. Well, I guess you could argue that Batman has more variety of his tech and gear, it's kind of hard to argue
you can't.
that he's actually
They're
got
the same.
better gear.
Exactly.
It's really hard.
I would say they're the same, which, by the way, in just money for money, T'Challa is way more wealthy than Bruce Wayne. Just money for money in the comics. But I think the big difference, though, is like, I think intellectually they're probably even. Maybe you could even argue that Bruce has the edge intellectually. And one thing that he has the edge on for sure is like trauma, or like so Bruce is part of what makes him who he is like he's just like this force of nature in some ways, right? Whereas T'Challa has been shown to, you know, be more complex, less singular, have other things in mind, have moments of self-sacrifice, have moments where he changes his mind, etc., etc. Bruce really doesn't, you know.
Hard to get better than vibranium tech. And I think it's that vibranium edge that takes it from a straight 50-50 fight to actually saying that Black Panther can beat Batman. Great fight, though.
Yeah, it would be a great
fight. Now, next up, Black Widow. And I'm going to say that she can land a few good punches. Because little known fact, in the comics, Black Widow is actually a super soldier.
Yep. As
fast, strong, and tough as any woman one day could be. Just like Captain America. Problem for her is...
Which, on a side note, I always wished they would have put into the MCU a bit more. And even with Yelena, it would be helpful. Like, it would be helpful to know that they have some super soldier serum. Because otherwise, like, some of the stuff that they do just doesn't make any sense.
Even though that is true, just based on feats, she's Batman's equal at best.
Hey, don't say
More
that.
Realistically, well, Batman probably still holds a physical edge over her.
Yeah,
he might
fair.
be considered peak human, but just based on feats, well, he's clearly superhuman. Guy's a beast.
Yep.
Now, Black Widow is a really skilled fighter, and being a spy and assassin, well, she'll have no problem trying to stab or shoot Batman. And she can give Bruce a run for his money for a time in this fight. Sure. Captain America and Winter Soldier even acknowledged just how dangerous Widow is. Mm-hmm. But honestly, Black Widow just isn't up there in the tip top of Marvel fighters. She doesn't hold a skill advantage over Batman, and if Bruce can take down Lady Shiva, well then Black Widow isn't anything new to him.
True.
The real issue is that Bruce seems to have a problem with girls in tight leather outfits.
Oh, damn,
and this one's
Bruce.
a redhead. But still, Batman wins. I'm going to say that Moon Knight can land a few good punches as well.
Yeah, fair.
Really, the highest you could put Moon Knight will be saying it's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
Realistically, though, he really has no shot at beating Batman. excluding the times when Khonshu amps him up to godlike levels.
Fair.
Because for as good as Moon Knight is, Batman is his better in pretty much every single way.
Especially intellect.
Spectre has peak human stats, he's a world-class fighter, and he carries around a massive arsenal at all times. Batman is still physically superior, the better fighter, and has the better tech. So really the only thing that Moon Knight has in his corner is that he's absolutely insane. He just fights like a madman.
Sure.
And obviously that's nothing Batman hasn't seen before.
True.
While Moon Knight is more aggressive and brutal, he's also more reckless and leaves himself open to attacks and even allows himself to get hit. None of which is really good when facing off against Batman.
True.
I'm going to say that Iron Fist can 50-50 with Batman. Because seriously,
dude, I think Iron Man might beat that ass. I'm going to be honest. I think Iron Fist might beat that ass. Danny Rand. Danny Rand, dude. Bro, Danny Rand, Iron Fist is kind of that guy, man. I don't know. Let's see what he says first.
This fight is just insanely close. Both are absolute master martial artists, two of the best fighters on the planet. It's really hard to say that one is definitely better than the other. I'd probably lean towards saying that Batman is more technically skilled and the better fighter, but it's so close that I could be swayed to saying that Danny is actually the more skilled one. And while Batman has a ton of tech and gadgets at his disposal, that's really nothing when compared to Iron Fist's chi manipulation.
Yeah, fair.
For starters, well, it makes him straight up superhuman. So a physical edge over Bruce.
Yep.
But it's really that Iron Fist. Batman isn't surviving a direct hit from the fist. There's a good argument that Danny could just simply one-shot. Of course, I guess you could also argue that Batman can one-shot with his tech. But that's why this fight is a 50-50. I'm going to say that Elektra...
Dude, that one is really interesting. That is a really interesting one. I mean, I don't know. There's some parts in the comics where Danny is very seasoned and just knows, like, his chi manipulation is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. And I almost feel like, too, he's going to be too much for Bruce to handle just in the speed. Yeah, the Netflix Iron Fist did a disservice to the character. I think I give Danny the edge, dude. I think I give him the edge on speed, durability, and power. But Bruce is smart enough to see that. So that's the whole thing. Is like Bruce wouldn't probably just fight him. He'd use shenanigans, you know? It's pretty close.
Elektra has no chance at beating Batman. And that's nothing against Elektra. It's Batman. Elektra is a notorious assassin. She's got some serious skill, has been able to give Daredevil some good fights throughout the years.
Yeah.
But she also notoriously gets beaten by a bunch of street-level characters.
Yep.
Like Daredevil
Bullseye.
and Bullseye, or when she was dumb enough to stand up to Luke Cage. Batman would have no problem putting Elektra down.
Yep.
He's been there, done that. Shang-Chi is going to go 50-50 with Batman, because I think Shang-Chi is one of the few guys in Marvel that you can actually argue is more skilled than Batman.
Yeah, I would agree.
He's maybe the best and most skilled fighter in all of Marvel.
Yep.
But for the longest time, the edge that Batman held over Shang-Chi was that, one, he was just as skilled and dangerous in a fight. But two, he had an insane loadout and all sorts of gear and weapons, while Shang-Chi had to rely on just hand-to-hand skill.
We got some chi manipulation.
Batman held that advantage over
can he do that
him.
Naruto move?
But now, well, the playing field is evened out a little bit. And I'm not even just talking about a whole bunch of adamantium weapons, but there's also the 10 rings. Weapons that can rival the Infinity Gauntlet in power, and even overpower the power
He's got that
cosmic.
shit in the comics now too?
Yeah, with the 10 rings, well, Shang-Chi just made this fight a whole lot more 50-50, if not
didn't know
actually
that.
having the edge himself now. Love Hawkeye, but he's got no chance
No
at
fucking
beating
chance.
Batman.
Sorry, Clint.
It's pretty clear that Clint is near equals to Green Arrow over in DC Comics. And Batman has shown time and time again how a fight between him and Ollie would play out.
Yep.
Don't see a fight between Batman and Hawkeye playing out any differently.
No.
I'm gonna say that Luke Cage can beat Batman.
Yeah, I would
A
agree.
super soldier created through prison experiments. Well, Luke Cage is seriously powerful. Like, sure, Batman
People
is
sleep
able
on
to
Luke
fight
Cage,
against
man. Luke
Bane.
Cage is fucking
He's able to fight against Killer Croc.
strong.
He's no stranger to fighting against strong opponents. But Cage is strong. Like stronger than Spider-Man strong.
Yeah.
And strong enough to easily overpower some of Spider-Man's villains, like Venom or Green Goblin, even one-shotting Rhino, a guy who's so strong that Spider-Man is actually scared when he has to fight him.
Yeah. it's
One
crazy.
punch from Luke Cage is going to knock Batman out. It's just
Yep.
going to take one hit.
And it's not just that.
And
He's
Luke
so
Cage
durable.
is so
like,
tough and durable
what's he gonna do?
that pretty much nothing is going to hurt him.
Yeah, nothing.
None of Batman's normal weapons are gonna do anything. He's shrugged off electricity. He can take explosions point
Maybe
blank.
sonic weapons.
Freeze blast don't do anything.
Maybe
Acid
Sonic.
doesn't do anything.
So-
You can't break his skin, so you can't tranquilize him. Really, he's so tough. And while, yeah, one time Black Panther managed to take him down of nerve strikes, there have been so many other instances of Luke just casually brushing off nerve attacks, not even being affected, that you can kind of count that as just a one-off. Batman will be able to take down Luke Cage with prep time,
Yeah.
but just in a random encounter, Luke is stronger and tougher than all of Batman's rogues. He'd have no problem knocking Batman out,
True.
and it'd be nigh impossible for Batman to reliably hurt him.
Yeah.
Might be crazy, but I think Deadpool lands a few good hits on Batman,
Yeah, that's fair.
which I know is kind of crazy to say because of his healing factor. But just hear me out. Batman is obviously the more skilled fighter out of the two. He's obviously got better experience and better weapons and everything. It's really Deadpool's healing factor, and I guess his insanity. And looking at Batman's rogues,
we love Deadpool.
well, I don't
man. We
think
all love Deadpool
Deadpool's
here.
insanity is really going to be that big of a factor. And so it's really Deadpool's healing factor. It's the crux to this whole fight. But I'm going to argue that while Deadpool's healing factor will always bring him back, it's not always fast enough to keep him in a fight. We've seen that pure technical skill is a pretty effective counter against Deadpool and his powers and fighting style. That's a pretty good advantage for Batman. And while it might take some time, once Batman realizes that Deadpool does in fact have a healing factor and can heal from lethal attacks, which, let's be honest, Deadpool is likely to just shout that fact out mid-fight, well, that's when I think Batman is going to be able to go all out and take him down. We've already seen this with Deadpool's fight against Moon Knight. Moon Knight was trying to hold back in the fight because he was going through an era where he was trying not to kill. And Deadpool graciously let it slip that he can't be killed.
Nightwing
He's got a
is
healing factor.
maybe
This
even
meant
better
that
than
Moon
Bruce in
Knight
some ways.
could go all out in the fight and finally let loose. He beat Deadpool so badly that Wade needed 2 IVs to help him heal and recover. I really think the same thing is going to happen here. However, I'm going to totally switch it up and say that Wolverine can beat Batman.
What the
It's not
fuck?
necessarily just about the healing factor this time. Although, yes, that obviously helps Wolverine out a lot because he can survive literally
I don't know about this. You guys agree? Wolverine beating Batman? I don't know about this.
anything that Batman throws at him. But so could Deadpool. So what's the difference? Well, when Wolverine is actually taking a fight seriously, he's a top 10 fighter in Marvel.
Yeah, but
an
top 10
argument
versus
to be
Batman?
top 5. While Batman is more skilled than Wolverine on
Way
the whole,
more skilled.
Wolverine is definitely skilled enough to press Batman in a fight.
No.
And then it's the claws. One hit and the fight is instantly in Wolverine's favor. Because as good as Bruce's armor is, it's not good enough to stop adamantium. And Wolverine is good enough at what he does to land that one hit.
No way, man. I'm sorry. No way. I feel like Batman walks Logan easily. Bruh. I think this guy's been on point pretty much the whole way. Dude. No way.
Hence why he can beat Batman. I'm going to say that Captain America goes 50-50 with Batman here, because honestly, I've always seen this fight as straight up 50-50 and the purest 50-50 fight out there in comics. Captain America is one of the greatest fighters in all of comics. He holds the slight physical edge over Batman by nature of being a super soldier, and his shield is the best weapon in the fight. It's the perfect offensive and defensive weapon, and Steve is the master when it comes to...
So this one's kind of tough because I do think Steve is a bit underrated in a lot of ways. And I agree that so you know what I think, honestly? I think Steve's just fucking scrappy. Like, I think that's what it is like deadass just his determination and scrappiness. And he's very agile, he's very quick and all these different things. But I think the difference would be the scrappiness and just the fortitude. Like, Steve's just gonna just be there in his face. And maybe eventually wear on him. But like, dude, I think skill for skill, Batman is like just so far above Steve.
Using it. But you can argue that Batman has
pass.
way more skill and versatility when it comes to different fighting styles he can pull upon. He's got way more versatile tech and some weapons that Cap can't see coming. He's actually nearly on par with Steve when it comes to physicality. Like I said, this is pretty much straight up 50-50. I'm going to say that Daredevil can go 50-50 with Batman, although it's honestly probably...
No, Daredevil can beat Batman. We've talked about this before, but I think Daredevil, it's just like a Pokemon thing. It's like fire type versus water type. Daredevil's powers give him a unique ability to nullify a lot of how Bruce does his combat. This is my take here. You don't have to agree with it. This is just what I think. I think if you look at just the echolocation of Daredevil and his super senses, and he's probably on par in some ways in the fighting and shit like that, I think I give the slight edge to Daredevil because he's going to be able to see, like, everything Bruce tries is not going to work. The one thing that could work would be sonic weapons, right? Sonic weapons, if Batman had some sonic weapons, they're going to be very effective against Daredevil. But even then, like, Daredevil was probably used to, like, working through that. Batman would know how to nullify Daredevil. Yes, true. It'd be a good fight.
Probably more like 60-40 in Batman's
Daredevil
favor.
Is blind? You
but
know
it just felt disingenuous to put Daredevil in the land a few good punches category. Because Daredevil is a near physical equal for Batman. He's honestly probably faster and more agile than Bruce.
I'd agree.
And Matt is a world-class fighter.
Yes.
Definitely skilled enough to give Batman a good fight.
Yes.
But ultimately, while Batman is physically superior, he is the better fighter. And there's the fact that Matt is blind.
What?
That's an advantage that Batman will definitely exploit.
No.
Daredevil is 100% skilled enough to make this fight close, though. Hence why it belongs in the 50-50 category. And last but not least, well, it's Spider-Man. And Spider-Man can beat Batman here.
Yep,
He's physically outstanding Batman by a...
By the way, this would probably be the best fight out of all of them. It would be the most entertaining fight. This would be very cool to see.
Massive degree. I'm talking like a massive degree. Peter is so much faster, stronger, and tougher than Bruce that you could honestly argue that he has the ability to one-shot Batman and dodge every single attack that Batman throws his way. Of course, that's Spider-Man going all out and not
which he would
holding
not do.
back,
Right.
which he rarely ever does.
Correct.
But you get my point. Not saying that Batman couldn't give Spider-Man a good fight, keep him on his toes, but at the end of the day, well, this is really Spider-Man's fight to lose.
Cool video. I'm going to drop the link a bunch in chat, guys. Go support the vid. If you thought it was cool, watch some of his other stuff, or maybe share this with some other people there. Yeah, I thought this was cool, man. I think he's on it a little bit. I always say that I think Daredevil has the edge there. I think Wolverine, no chance. But other than that, pretty good. Pretty close. Yeah, man, that was pretty fun. Nice little tier list there if we pull it back up and see. So we had Spider-Man, Black Panther, Luke Cage, and Wolverine that can beat him. I would just switch Wolverine for... and to be honest with you, I think Wolverine barely lands a few punches here, brother. I really think... I almost have Wolverine at no shot. Just that berserker, get angry, I'm durable style. Like, Batman has the advantage of that, in my opinion. But, yeah, pretty good list otherwise. Pretty good list otherwise. Any thoughts, any comments, any questions? Yeah, those Spidey sense, for sure. Batman, I don't think would be able to touch him. Yeah, I agree. That Universal will buy DC. Oh, I think it could actually be good for DC. It could be good for Gunn. It could be good for everybody. We'll see. Spider-Man's genius would clash with Batman's. They're both scientists. That's true. That's true. Batman has to restrain Wolverine. That's his only chance. Yeah, but I think that like he probably has Tranks in the belt. Spider-Man bitches Batman. It would be very close. I think the issue with Peter is he's not going to go all out. He's going to try to like assess, web up. Like Peter fights a lot like Superman in the sense that he's always holding back. So if Batman senses that, like he's going to be able to take advantage of that. Like that's why Bruce beats Superman. You know what I mean? Because he's like, oh, you're going to chill. You're going to be slow. You're going to try to assess. Try not to kill. What's one hero you think would beat Batman that wasn't mentioned? Ooh. Hero that would beat Batman that wasn't mentioned. Who would beat Batman that wasn't mentioned? Maybe comic book Taskmaster? Who would beat Batman that wasn't mentioned? I mean, I think Doctor Strange probably beats him. Hulk? Yeah, probably Hulk. Although Hulk's not as sure bet, to be honest. Emotional damage. Thor? Yeah, probably Thor, yeah. Yeah, Doom? Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Gaia? Oh, 100%, dude. She-Hulk. She-Hulk would be like, have you seen me twerk? And Bruce would be like, no! All right, I'm going to stop recording this. It might crash the stream. Hopefully not. Let's see.
I'm leaving the shitty mic up, too. Now you guys have to deal with
Shitty mic. Shitty mic all day. It's time for the shitty mic. The shitty mic. And we're back. Yeah. Hey, those are all the topics, though, guys. So probably just going to kick it for a little bit, and then I'm going to get on out of here. Like I said, I got a big old Marvel video dropping later. It's good. It's juicy. You're going to like it. Oh, probably no stream tomorrow. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. I'm going to make it up to you. We'll have a really good week of streams, but probably no stream tomorrow. I'm really enjoying Tuesdays off and getting a lot of other work done. So I'm going to get some video stuff done tomorrow. I know. Chill out. Hey, relax. I'm mad. Don't be mad. We had a nice stream today. I got some Warhammer videos coming for you guys. I know you're excited. Dude, very close on Unity updates. Very close. I don't want to say anything yet. I don't want to jinx it. But good things are happening. So mad? Don't be mad. Look, maybe tomorrow night we could do a little Warhammer stream or something. Maybe. If Adam wants to play Warhammer on stream. Now I want to see a Marvel vs. DC game. That would be sick, dude. Yeah, so no stream. Got it. Hey, don't say that. Can you play Marvel Rivals, please? Dude, I played some over the weekend. I just don't know if the stream will work. I mean, it seems like we can't even record now because the streams are crashing. I don't know if I can stream and then do like the 4K video stuff. Hey, relax. We're going to post it. Caleb, relax, man. Trust me, we're cooking some shit, man. Test it right now? Should I test it right now? You need 2 months PCs, my friend? I know, but what's the month part? What are you talking about? But yeah, 2 PCs is probably the way, yeah. I need 2 months worth of PCs. That's what he's telling me. 2 months of PCs? What? You need 2 months of PCs. Okay. Have you guys seen my Tau? Dude, I love the Tau. They're so cool. I just started reading a Tau novel over the weekend. It was awesome. But they fucking suck in the game, bro. I can't with it anymore. I can't even. Bow, bow. Been binging Necron lore? Nice, man. The Necrons are cool, man. Necrons are cool. I'm really hoping that we get a rules update this weekend, or this week, man. If not this week, probably next week. But I need some points changes for all of my armies, bro. And then, so last week and over the weekend, I had like an issue with my back. My back was really hurting late last week. And then like Saturday, dude, it was like, it literally hurt so bad I threw up. Like I woke up in pain. My back hurt so bad I threw up. But don't worry, because I'm feeling much better today. But I am going to go back into the gym. And I'm going to go easy, but I gotta start trying to get weight on me again. But yeah, so hopefully the back is fixed. After getting sick for a week and then having a bad back, like I feel so fat. I haven't been able to be in the gym as much, so. Yeah. Don't forget to bring the Tau. Hell yeah. Must have been the extra weight from picking up the Tau models. Exactly. 100%. 100%. Horus Rising? Yeah. I got to read that for sure. What are the odds we finally get Sinister from 1-0-0-0-5? That'd be kind of cool. You started yoga again? No, I haven't yet, no. Go to the decompression machine at the physical therapist? Yeah, we're going to try some stuff. I think I'll be all right, man. I think I'll be all right. Sadie multiverse thing? What about it? Yeah, the lore's cool. Man. I mean, I like the tabletop, but yeah, it's not for everybody. Like I said, I'm hoping to play another game of Tau either tonight or tomorrow night. And hopefully we get some redemption, dude. Because I did kind of roll like shit too. But damn, dude, it kind of sucked. But we'll see, man. Hopefully there's some big old news this week, some fun stuff going on out there. If not, I've got some cool ideas for some content anyways. But, yeah. Thoughts on the new Drakari Battle Force? It looks cool. I mean, I'm not going to get into Drakari, but it looks cool. I'm glad they're getting some cool shit. I just want the Tau, the Dark Angels, and the Custodies to all get helped. I want those to be the top 3 armies in the edition after the points changes. And then I'll be a happy boy. And then I'll be like, yo, sick. When's the Astartes coming out? The next one isn't until next year, I don't think. There was a trailer, little teaser. Yeah, I need that data slate now. I need that data slate now. You know what I mean? All right, guys, I appreciate you. Maybe a surprise stream tomorrow night, but don't count on it. Probably no stream tomorrow. We'll have a stream Wednesday. We'll do another Nerdvenger stream Wednesday night, and we'll close out the week strong. We'll close out the week strong, man. Once again, thank you for being here. Really appreciate the support, guys. Hope you had a good time. We'll be back at it soon. Check out the clips later. Check out that big video I'm dropping on the main channel later today. It's going to blow your fucking mind, man. I tell you right now, it's going to blow your fucking mind. My name is Doom. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? My name is Dumb. Oh man, what a nice stream on a Monday, just getting you started, getting you all riled up, getting you ready to go for the week. I'm feeling good. I hope you're feeling good too. Take care of yourselves, you know, get some water, maybe some vitamins, maybe get a little sunshine today, maybe even touch some grass. And then, most importantly, open up your third eye and wash out your stinky butt hole. My name